Hello everyone, Sam from astropillars.com.au. We're going to talk cell salts for animals and pets. And it must be just because I'm ruled by the Hermit card in the tarot, which is card number 9, that there's a Virgo touch to it. So obviously I have an interest in pets as well. And treating pets, and cell salts are one of the best ways to do it. So if you like this material, please like, subscribe, and spread the word, because the cell salts are the best, one of the most beneficial things we can use for our health on such a simple, basic level. Now I'm going to talk about pet health. And I think with pets, it's pretty much the same as prescribing for us. So obviously we use our observation skills, things like this, and pets are obviously extremely easy to treat in a way, because they tend to absorb things quite easily, and they're not conditioned under certain mind control concepts like we are. If this is scientific validated, is it going to work, so to speak? So basically what I have done is just put a little compilation together about how to best treat pets with cell salts. And I also think that one of the best ways to do it is, depends on the dog, right? If your dog likes eating, you won't have a problem. But like my dog, I've got a working dog, so she likes running, couldn't care less about food. And it's a little bit more difficult to administer. And of course, she always reacts down here in Australia to one of the weeds called the wandering Jew. So she gets a lot of skin rashes. So I tend to use the sprays. Now you can get the cell salts in a lactose free base, where you can just spray onto the skin, and spraying onto the skin is one of the best ways to absorb it. So that's pretty much how you get around that for pets. So you just look for, obviously they're covered in fur, a lot of them. So you just look for a semi-bald patch around the dog, usually around the stomach. The skin can get a little bit thin. So just look for a patch there and then spray on there, and you'll find it really, really easy to absorb. So we'll check out pets and what they can actually, what's involved in diagnosis, which is pretty much the same as how we do it for ourselves. So we've got Calc Phos number 1, which is always good for bones, teeth, enamel, hard glands, uterine displacements and prolapses. So pretty straightforward there. Same with Calc Phos. Calc Phos is a general tonic. So if your dog's anemic or cat is anemic, that's a very good one. If they got broken bones, if they break a bone, it's a very good remedy. Of course, it's a Jing tonic as well, like I talked about in the Calc Phos series in the Chinese in the cell salt series, which is Chinese medicine based concept. Jing is life essence. Malnourishment as well for Calc Phos as well, because it has it connects with the stomach quite well. It can tonify the stomach, strengthen the stomach, and of course general coldness on the body is very, very good for pets. So obviously Calc Sulph, ruled by Scorpio, it's got a lot to do with the genital region. So any abscesses around the anus, mouth, and ulcers and wounds that are slow to heal, very, very important. Ferrum Phos. So Ferrum Phos you can use for high temperatures, cuts, scratches, and bleeding. Now when it comes to pets, if they do scratch something, like my dog did one time, actually stepped through a nail and was still running around like a lunatic. But what you can do, which I talk about in my book, that's coming to be, sorry, it's taken a little bit longer than I expected, but it's still in the pipeline. But anyway, so with cuts, what you can do is you can use a wooden spoon and baking paper. Especially with Ferrum Phos, this is a really good thing to do. And this is like a general first aid remedy. This can help with children as well. So you can use the spoon, you can crush it up, and then you can powder it just on the on the wound, sprinkle it across the wound, and it can really effectively heal it. It's very, very good like that. Now we've got Kali Myrrh, of course. So this can be used for constipation with light coloured stools. Abscesses again, boils, eczema, and respiratory alignments. And any kind of white greyish discharges can be very good. And those discharges can be coming off the skin, or if there's some kind of throat infection as well. We can use Kali Myrrh, of course. It's one of the primary ones to go to for throat conditions, throat infections. And then, of course, Calc Sulph, which I've used quite a bit on my dog who suffered from the wandering Jew rash, sore paws with scaling, eczema, yellow crusting on the eyelids. When she was a pup, she used to get a lot of this. So I used this quite a bit. Also for pets that get dry noses. So Calc Sulph deficiency you can generally see if you're... The animals will usually suffer more in warm type environments. So if they're inside, the heating's on all the time and things like this can really affect this mineral salt. Obviously, Nat Phos, a very common one, nerve pains, cramp, nervous twitching and trembling of limbs we can use. And for constipation animals, we can use Nat Myrrh. This is another one good for the rash, for bites, stings, and eczema. Watery charges or excessive saliva as well. Dogs that drool a lot, this can be really, really good. And the beauty, like I said in the Cell Salt series about Nat Myrrh, is Nat Myrrh can, if you lack water, it can give it to you. And if you have too much, it can eliminate it. It's an amazing salt like that. Also, Nat Phos is very, very good for worms. Dogs suffering from worms. I know we have the medications and all that kind of thing, but it's still a good thing to have in the pipeline as well. It can the dogs, if they're too acidic or have digestive upsets, Nat Phos is very good. And of course, the sour smelling stools. Now, Nat Sulph, you'll see with the yellowing of the eyeballs, they can have rheumatic symptoms as well, which are worse for damp weather, which is key, actually, for salt. But the yellowing of the eyeballs is a dead giveaway. I've seen that on a few dogs. Now, Silica, of course, we can use for boils, styes, suppurating wounds, ulcers, and diseased claws as well. So Silica is very good for wound healing. And also, I guess, another good way to think about Silica as well, if your animal gets a foreign object embedded into it as well, you can give it Silica over time, eventually can push it out. That being either like a bit of a nail or some glass. It can be very, very good as well. Now, coat conditioning, this is a good one because a lot of people, if your animal's super healthy, then the coat will radiate that, just like us with our head of hair, which I have none. So, which is actually bald head like mine, is indication for Silica. But anyway, so Calc Sulph and Silica are very, very good together for coat conditioning of pets. So basically, the way we want to do it is the pets naturally absorb things really well. And I guess, because they're in complete and utter harmony with nature. So it's incredible how well these work for pets, the cell salts. So that's about it. I just wanted to say, so if you guys have got any questions in the comments, you can write in or say something about, I don't know, whether you've treated things with pets or with these salts, but it's highly, highly effective medicine to use. But obviously, if things go too far, you need to take them to a vet. But this is preventative stuff, just stuff that you can know about, and that can be helpful in maintaining the health of your pets. So I just thought I'd throw this one in because it's all applicable to animals. So if you like this material, like I said, like, subscribe, check out my website for Chinese, that's my book on Chinese astrology, as well as my course on the fundamentals of Chinese astrology as well. And the Cell Salt book is in the pipeline. Yep. So thank you for listening.